Hello, everybody, and happy Wednesday. We are back here with some more Lands of Galzyr. I got a little bit of whiskey. And am set up and ready to go. We are going into the month of November. We're going to play around until we get to August again. So basically do a complete year-long cycle. So I guess play through July since we started in August. And, well, I'm excited to see where it takes us this time. There is a mission that I want to figure out what it is, this treasure hunt. It's a little ways away, but it's my goal to make it up there, doing some other missions along the way. I just have to decide which way I want to go. So, let's get down to the table. I'm down here, hard to see. Still hard to see. Maybe slightly better? I don't think so. So, I have a couple of movement. My plan is to go up here, deal with this adventure that I have up here. This is finishing off that birthday party quest that I had before. So we're going to get started with that on a Saturday, and head over here on the screen to Tuesday. Nope. Settlement, Grasslands. Nope. Is $2.89 available in the library. Yes, it is. While trekking across hills, you run into a duo of birds who introduce themselves as Samuel the Wood Duck. Close-ish to a wood duck. And Julian, a snow goose. Yeah, that looks right for a goose. Giving you a look over, the duck leans to the goose. Look, Julian, we might have a sporting candidate here. Circling around you like a predator sizing up prey, the goose nods. Yes, Samuel, I believe you're quite right. Let us begin. Opening his pack, the duck places a stone tablet on the ground. Next to it, he sets a handful of wooden cubes that are covered in marks. Can you read what's written on the tablet? Or stack the little cubes there as high as you can without toppling over, starting either now, the goose devilishly shouts. We do not have the game tag, I'm pretty sure. Nope. We are mainly just very upbeat. If you decipher, the reading tag gives us +2. Of course, we don't have that. So we can build, probably going to build, or decipher. Well, build, actually, either works. Technically, build is better. And it's easy. We got 2 for build. You stack up several impressive diminutive towers in decent time. The duck takes note as you build and gives his companion an approving look. You've done a splendid job. The goose nods. You see, we're connoisseurs of games through the ages. We have a passion for sharing games with others. In our travels, we came across this scroll. The duck presents you several ancient pieces of parchment. These relics were found in Tashun. It describes the rules for some game played by animal folk in past generations. Like the fact that they have me playing a game in a game. The problem is we do not have all the parts of these. Thus we cannot play the game yet. So Tashun is our destination. We hope to uncover more there. You seem like a clever individual. Do you want to accompany us on your travels? We could use someone of your talents. The goose asks with an optimistic gleam in his eye. So we get to 89. We have our traveling buddies in 5 days. Before they'll go away. And if we get them to Tashun, and we can basically gamble with them as another piece of what we can do. So, end our scene, advance our day. And I probably will go down to Tashun because I want to deal with that. But first, we have a birthday party. So on the board, I already moved up. So let's celebrate a birthday. 0362. For one of Sarwar's most distinguished citizens, Yuzhuan lives in a modest single-story home on the city's northern outskirts. At my age, the simpler the life, the better, Juan chuckles as you help her to the cab, drawn by a quarter of impeccably dressed peacocks, ready to take her to the ceremony. But of course, my years do have some drawbacks. I couldn't think of a single thing to put down for this speech the Duchess wants to give me. Any ideas, dearest? Probably not. We don't have literature. So we can try and jostle her memory for medium or recall Sarwarian history. Well, we don't have anything that says jostle or recall. So, we're just going to roll we're going to roll that jostle check. Well, we got 2. So, that is enough. Barely. Well, Yuzhuan's memory isn't what it used to be. You ask her the right questions to buoy bubbles of memory to the surface of her mind, and use them to craft a pretty good speech. Yes, yes, that will do it, cackles the old chameleon, as the peacock drawn carriage bumps down the streets of Sarwar. Are you finished? Let me see. Yuzhuan's lips curl into a huge smile as she reads your text. I love it, my dear. Absolutely adore it. Onward to my party. The city park Queen's greenery is full of revelers as Yuuzhan delivers her speech on stage next to the Duke of Servar. The crowd claps and cheers her every word. Greeting. Duke Ikavir steps up and addresses his subjects. As the polecat pontificates in excessively florid formalities, Yuuzhan comes over to your group. Shall we, as I used to say, Yuuzhan smirks, blow this joint? Capital idea. Let's slip away, Narako suggests. Sapin offers an alternative. Examine the crowd for a chance to split. Well, good for them. I have a flintlock musket. You have a better idea how to create enough chaos to cover your group's sneaky exit from the festivities. I mean, I'm glad I have that. Okay, I was not expecting to get an achievement there. Ancient tradition. I'm gonna get that jotted down for Bumir. Relishing the chance to give your toy a spin, you aim upwards. Boom! There are a few cries of fright, but far more cheers as your weapon has been mistaken for a firework. You make a hasty exit with a giggling Yuuzhan. In the park, you all laugh and reminisce for hours. Are you nearly 300 years old? A grinning Sapin asks. More, laughs Yuuzhan. I lost count. Plus, when you're my age, it doesn't really matter as long as you have the right friends. As Naroko performs river-bending moves on a nearby table, an emotional Yuuzhan writes you a note on the back of her speech as a thanks for helping her arrange such a wonderful birthday. Back in my day, I was influential in, shall we say, off-the-books parts of societies. Yuuzhan smiles at you. So, should have dropped my prestige before now, but there we go. Give 302. Favor of the Underworld. So that's kind of like my letter of the elite. And return 160. We end our scene. So, let's pop on down to the table here. Because I think it's worth considering this Monday where we want to go. We don't have that much time. It's going to take us 1-2 days to get to Tishun, which I think is going to be where I want to head. I really want to find out about what Samuel and Julian have kind of up their sleeves. They're gaming. I mean, it makes sense. I'm a board gamer. I want to know what type of games they play. It's not Sunday. We are in the mountains. So, $291. I'm assuming so. Yes. Up in the higher mountains, you are enjoying the sunny day until a colorful spattering of vulgarity reaches your ears. These hateful curse words emanate from a cave just off the trail you're on. It's only a good stone's throw from where you're standing. If you are feeling inclined, you could check it out. Let's check it out. Following the profanity, to a dusty cave, you head inside and find a puzzled fox. Her head swings from the leaf of parchment to a door carved in the rock face itself. Many symbols are etched in the door. Useless! Why won't it open up? She spins around when you introduce yourself from the mouth of the cave. Finiana. The red fox, sailor and seeker of fortune. Not at your service, and currently in an extreme mood, she returns. Crumpling the piece of parchment between her paws, she explains to you what spoiled her mood. I've been following clues all week to this. She kicks the stone door, and I can't get it open. Do we have sweeping? Do we have sweeping? Do we have sweeping? Of course we do. This is the reason you carry around a feather duster while adventuring. If anybody tells you otherwise, they are wrong. You always need a feather duster while adventuring. So yes. The cave's air is foul with dust and dirt. It wouldn't surprise you if some crucial detail was hidden under all the grit of this place. Sweeping it away should help. Well, considering everything else is hard. This is stupid in the best way possible. You sweep the cave. With years of dirt and particles brushed away, it is much easier to see in the cave and breathe. The fox stoops to inspect the floor. Markings! Just what I've been looking for. Following them brings her to a section of wall which she paws at the matching symbols carved into its face. With an elderly click echoing behind the stone, the door in the cave's wall slides open. You and the fox explore the hidden chamber, which is stocked with scrolls. Browsing through them, Finiana learns that the treasure is buried in Muratu. I'll join you, pay you back for helping me uncover this, but we should head to Muratu if we get the chance to check out that treasure. Get a prestige. And then 291. And 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I guess my plan to go to Yezdan for a treasure hunt is taking me to Muratu instead, but first with a stop in Tashun. So, after the Feather Duster win, we're going to continue to Tashun and advance to Tuesday. So, from here, we have our mission with Samuel and Julian. "109. Our notes say that the rules we have came from this building here, Julian exclaims, pointing to the corpse of a structure which looks much like any of the other ruins in Tashun. Entering it, you check out the basement first. Down there, marks are carved into the wall that Samuel immediately recognizes. I've seen the same characters on our pieces of parchment that hold the game's rules. This must be the right spot. Also in the basement is a passage that leads deeper into the earth. Following it, the passage evolves into dark, confusing maze of zigzags and dusted corridors you follow until you come to a junction with 3 paths ahead. The duo asks which way you should go. I don't know. Maybe if we had had game tag, we could have figured out some of that, but yeah, no, I don't have a game tag, so when in doubt, go left. After a moment of mulling it over, you abruptly point left. This way, Julian. This way, Julian. The duck calls and both birds run past you. Chasing after them, you arrive in a small dark room. Inside are moldy shelves filled with ancient rotting texts, which the birds pilfer for any surviving scrap of knowledge. You take a look yourself for any useful information. I didn't give myself a knowledge, so I don't need more right now. With the room darker than night, Samuel and Julian start groping the walls for clues. Wait, Julian, I feel some markings. Markings on the wall. The wood duck triumphantly cries. The snow goose claps. Splendid, Samuel. We must be getting closer. It seems like a game itself is trying to find these pieces. Solving the labyrinth will get us the prize. I do not have night vision. I have solid explore, which allows me to reroll. I can get one extra success. So I'm going to take my one success. Because I'm looking to search, get a success. Oh, search, I actually get 2 successes right off the bat. And it's actually not a massive difference. I lied. It is a massive difference for me. So, we are going to explore. I have a reroll on 1 and 1 success already. But 3, 4, and I will re-roll just because I have it. So 4. That's more than enough. Reveal outcomes. Pathfinding your way through the stale blackness, you find a passage that... Huh. Okay, never mind. Pathfinding your way through the stale blackness, you find a passage that leads to a larger room with pieces of some ancient game strewn across about the floor. Returning to tell the birds, they knock you off your feet as they rush towards the room with ecstatic frenzy. The labyrinth is filled with their laughter and cheers, and you are worried the birds might pass out from excitement. The birds absorb the clues, marking papers and pieces of the game that they find in the room, but are hungry for more. They take off down another lightless tunnel. The oppressive gloom does not dampen their mood as the birds are in blissful thrill. We are in need of your expertise, Julian says, when you catch up, gesturing to 3 divergent paths ahead. Samuel checks his notes, then looks at you. Which way do you think we should go? Ah, weird. I feel like there should be more. Trying to tell if there are clues. Gathering. You're giving it your all. You decide to go that right is the right choice. And frown when the birds completely miss your dumb joke as they are already rushing off down the hallway. After the passage, there's a room filled with pieces of outdoor gear that have barely survived their eroding stay in this underground place. The birds take a few items, and you could help yourself as well. Could swap for survival, but I'm already full on survival. After looting the room, you uncover a single door, which is the only other portal in this room. And it and its lock have been caressed by the decay of time, and they are on the verge of falling apart. Samuel takes a quick peek at his notes. According to my research, dear Julian, it's likely any surviving components of this game would have been located beyond this door. The goose mouth hangs wide open. We need to get in there. So, we will get in there. And we will break down that door. Force. I thought I had something for force. I can just discard to get +1. The other option is unlock. But I'm already at 2 successes with unlock. I'm at 4 successes with unlock before I roll. Never mind. We are going to unlock because we're at 4 successes. 5, 6 successes. So hopefully 3+, yeah. So, as I start to do some of the housekeeping here, the slightest teasing of the lock is it falling apart into rusted scraps. The birds rush past you to explore this final room. In unison, the birds cried, "A complete copy!" Sitting within the tangle of dust-riddled cobwebs is a full set with all the pieces intact. Samuel gathers the game, his eyes brighter than the sun. Translating this will take time, but it's finally ours. Julian yells at the top of his lungs as the 2 birds jump with excitement. You make your way back to the surface. The birds tell you about how anxious they are to discover the lost game. Seeing them so excited, you yourself cannot wait to go out and explore more things in the world. Advance 2. 289 goes back in. I think it's... So the interesting thing with this is, like, I can come across them again, and I could potentially have the same encounter. 063. Adventurous. I'm already adventurous. So I don't need to be double adventurous as much as I want to be. And let's wrap that up. But if I do come across them, so I advance to Wednesday here, I can always just kind of take them along with me for the journey, because there are benefits to them. I don't have the money for it right now, but I had a chance basically to gamble with them and make more money. If I had done that, well, then that would have worked in my favor. So, now, let's see. Finiana, on to your mission. And yours is at Maratu. So, I was like, let me switch screens, but I was looking at the wrong one. I moved 2, so we've advanced to Wednesday. And the venture is not exhausted. We are in forest. So, 0244. I will switch over. So it looks like a lot of these, 0287, are going to kind of be tied to different characters at times. So, yes, we have Jimmy, a frog, available to us. And we are not Kiradai. You encounter a desert rain frog sitting under a tree along the roadside, wiping tears from her face. I'm fine. I'm fine, she squeaks in a high-pitched voice as you ask her if she is hurt. Passing her a tissue, she gives it a blow and tells you her woes. She introduces herself as Jimmy, a student of Arhin University. Students are unearthing an ancient shrine nearby, but the dig's financier, Arba, is here and is being difficult. You offer to help, and Jimmy brightens up. Really? She guides you to a spot in the woods where the other students are excavating a stone tablet covered in writing along the ceramic shards. A well-dressed cat stands over them. Hurry up, you idiots! We're behind schedule. Do I have gunpowder? Absolutely. Why wouldn't I? You have an unconventional solution to help speed things along. You tell Jimmy you have a way to easily copy down the writing on the tablet, which will speed things along. Laying the tablet down, you ask Jimmy for a piece of parchment. When she passes you one, you lay it across the tablet's surface, pour gunpowder over the ancient parchment. You rapidly flatten the paper. All the powder is smudged into it, catching against the grooves of the tablet. You lift up the sheet, which bears the outline of all the writing on the tablet. Everyone applauds your ingenuity for helping them make progress. The students offer for you to take some of their research papers. As you leave, Jimmy catches up with you. Can I tag along? I want to see the other tricks you know. So, another prestige. 287. Jimmy. Knowledge and scholar. So, recall. Ooh, and sneak. And convince. Not bad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, next up is going to be Muratu. I'm close. We advance up to Thursday. Wrong way. And take a step forward. I know that Finiana wants to come here, so let's go here. Remember, this is not remotely my plan that I started the game with. But, I mean, it makes a difference when you're talking about board games. You follow Finiana as she has her nose to the treasure map, meandering through the darkened heart of Muratu's woods. The famous Red Fox pirate treasure is so close, I can taste it. The ancient frame document guides you to a lichen-covered serpentine statue with its mouth open. Finiana mumbles about being bamboozled by a poem written on the map. Poison placed plentifully pose puzzles prospectors to pilfered plundered prize. You ask her what that means. No idea, but apparently it has instructions leading to the underground vault somewhere in the woods. Worried as if the statue might strike you like a real serpent, you cautiously look at it. It has a primitive mechanism inside. Do we have the toxic tag? No. Come on. Not toxic. Unlock or explore the area. We're going to explore the area. I'm much stronger at that. We've talked about explore before. I have a reroll and 1 success. Naturally, Versus, wow, what is my unlock at? My unlock is at 3. Now we're going to unlock. Three dice, 1 success, takes us up to 4. Like, nothing else bumps it higher, does it? One, 2, 3, 4. Nope. We max out at 4. Mainly because I had missed that I can use the flintlock musket to also unlock with extreme prejudice. With neither grace nor speed, you and the fox fool around with the lock until something gives. Its stomach pops up holding a map, but your tinkering has damaged the map, making it harder to read. Finiana squints at it. It'll lead us to the next destination. It's been a long and winding effort, but you get to the location hidden by the following ragged map. The entrance to this underground chamber is covered by a knot of tree roots that you pass through. Oh, we don't have night vision. Still. The passage brings you to a dark room of stone. Skeletal foxes decorate the floor, half hiding a hatch carved into the floor. It possesses no obvious way to open it. Symbols are carved into each of the walls. Growling, Finiana scatters the pile of cobweb bones with a sharp kick. There has to be more to this. She lets out a tired breath. We've spent so long looking for this place. We have to find something. We could search or force. So my force, let's see, what do I have? Search anywhere. Sneak. I don't really have force at all. I do have 1 search there. Be rolling that pool of dice again. Yeah, we're gonna search. I'm gonna keep my 1. 2. I lose that card, unfortunately. I lose my adventurous, finally. Foraging for answers, you find hidden symbols in each corner of the room. They all point to a false stone in the floor, which, when lifted, reveals a mechanism. Finiana gives it a pull, and the stone hatch opens. This final room hosts treasures. Gathered by red foxes of the past, a glittering bounty sits here, brilliantly preserved against aging. Their pirate plunders are finally free for the taking. Finiana yanks you into a headlock and doesn't let you go until her ribs hurt from laughter. Tell you what, I'm feeling generous. She splits the piles of loot. Both are mainly shimmering gold coins. A frayed map sits on one pile, while an item submerged in the other. The fox pats both mounds. Choose which one you'd like to take as your cut of the treasure. Well, I want the map. I already have potentially part of a map or something with the treasure hunt. Choosing the pile with the map, Finiana gives you a wink. Oh, still not having enough treasure hunting? Well, I wish you the best of luck in finding further fortunes. So, gain a prestige. Finiana returns to the library. And I gain 3 gold. Now I would actually have enough gold to wager with those gamers. Give a random 199. If you gain another treasure hunt, abandon one. So, just goes back in there. I already have one piece of treasure hunt. It's apparently a way to, like, that must be one that shows up a fair amount. So we wrap that up. And let's go back here to the table. Advancing the day to Friday. We have Friday and Saturday left before we wrap up on Sunday. Let me clear a notification. So, the plan. We have Jimmy completed here at Maratu. We do have the growing pains. That is for the spot south of Maratu. So I think that's where we're going to go. Then maybe we'll finish up at Arn here and grab that quest for next time. That's going to be my plan. See how well it goes. We pop down. I'll just switch it over immediately. And we are on to trying to click on the field 293. I escaped from the wicked Maze farm owners. The food was bad and they beat us. They held us in chains and forced us to work for them. I was lucky to get away. They'll take me back to the horrible farm if I speak to the city guards. You must help me. Free my friends from the evil farmers. Gildia, the long-tailed duck orphan. On your way to the farm, you are surprised to run into Gildia, the malnourished duckling who gave you this quest. There's no way I could stand by and not help. We have to save the others. You head to the farm. She tells you about the cruel acts performed by the married couple running the farm, Tidor and Davy, and how they get their most loyal farmhand, old Norik, to beat and starve the kids that act out of line. You reach the farm as the sun starts to steer for the horizon. You can see the farmer's home next to the various barns, granaries. Among the stables, the kids are being kept. You could try and press the farmers, or go free the children. I do have a little bit more sneak right now. Just a little bit. So, let's head to the stables. You get Gildia to take you through the fields surrounding the property so you can get as close as possible to the stables without being seen. As you move through the area, an elderly, gangly stork steps out carrying a shovel. "Old Norik!" Gildia cries as she runs behind you shaking. "He works for the farm. He beats us when we misbehave." He spots Gildia, and the stork raises his shovel and looks as if he's about to start swinging. "You best hand her over." Do you have a restless tag? I thought I... Yes. Yes, I do. Norik does not look that stable. You could likely knock him over. Oh, I could just fight him and wipe him out. to, because like my fight is one. It's less good than I thought, but charge through him. Looking over Norik, he is nothing but feathers and bones. You could easily topple him over. With the boundless energy you have, you charge forward at the elderly bird, moving at manic speed. You see a flash of realization in his eyes before you body check him and send him to the dirt. You trample over him on your way to the stables. Gildia giggles when she takes the ring of keys from his belt and kicks her former tormentor. Then she runs to catch up with you. I wonder, so like I'm going to unlock here, but I wonder if it'd be more challenging if we hadn't knocked him over. Like if we had just gotten past him or fought. If we fought him and beat him, probably good for us, but otherwise, like what's going to happen? Getting to the stables, Gildia gestures for you to look through its barred windows. Spying in, you see many children sleeping on soiled hay with the animals. They wake and swell with excitement at the prospect of being rescued. A padlock seals the lone entrance to the stables, aside from the hatch on its roof. With the keys you stole, the lock will be easy to get off. Shouts rise from elsewhere on the property. Seems Tidor and Davy are headed this way. Well, yeah, we are going to unlock, because my unlock just starting is 1 success. I finished with 3. 3 successes. The lock gives you no trouble and is instantly undone. The children flood out of the barn in an excited tsunami of energetic bodies. Gildia starts to guide them away from the property as you make sure they all leave. You hear angered voices draw closer. Presumably Tidor and Davy, coming to put a stop to your efforts. They're too late, and you flee the farm along with the children. Gildia jumps into the air and lands on you with a hug. We would have never escaped without you. We owe you the world. Your soul is lifted from the severity of the selfless act you have just performed. The kids offer for you to escort them all the way to the ranger station where they'll be safe. To prestige. Return to Muratu. Well, there goes my one plan. I'll actually probably head towards Rhinestone now. Oh, I can actually make it through Rhinestone if I want, so let's do that. There are 2 missions there that I can pick up. I return 146. And give 60. Oh, this one's going to be timed, isn't it? I have inner peace now. I'm not even going to put the marker on. Let's head back to the table here. So as we go to Saturday, I'm here. I could just move 2, potentially have a little bit more from that inner piece that I can use there. I can head up here, and there are certain things that I can check out if I push myself. You know what? I'm just going to go with the 2. In grasslands. But it is Saturday. And that precedes Grasslands on this card. So let's see what the Saturday specific adventure is. Your cold days get a few degrees weirder. Nice. When you walk past a large home with a vast garden to its side. Among many snowshoe hares that populate the yard, two siblings argue with each other. The sister stands on a stepladder, hanging peculiar contraptions on the trees. The unstable cosmic energy matrix should be redirected with the conductors. Her brother stands next to a massive boulder with a powder keg in hand. We can only save our home by dissipating all the energy together. And exploding the stone will create an energy vacuum which will do just that. Oh my goodness. This is insane. How many luckies do I have? Precisely 0. So no benefit there. It's still the easier one, but I'm better at recalling because I automatically get 2 successes because of Jimmy. So thank you, Jimmy. Anything else give me recall? Nope. Oh, yeah, I'm at 3. All right. Recall. Books. So I was at 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. 9. And that's without a feather duster. Well, without a bonus from the feather duster. We are definitely recalling 4+. Recalling how folk shatter mountain faces with gunpowder, you volunteer to help the hares. Please, the negative energy flow threatens our home. You instruct the hares to create small holes in the rock. You fill those with gunpowder before sealing the holes and lighting a fuse. Woof! With a muffled explosion, the boulder crumbles into pieces. The hares jump for joy around the pile of rubble. We can feel the vacuum dissipating the negative energy flows, bouncing the cosmic matrix. Rabbits are insane. Gratefully for your help, the sister goes to fetch an item. Here, please accept this humble gift. The brother continues. We might not even need it after the new year anyway, based on the prophecy. Curious? The ostriches can tell you more at the year end in Yesden's gardens when the week grows old. I gain a prestige. I have maxed out the prestige track at 10. 13 from the library. Let's see if it's an item I want to keep. It's a ladder. Climb, observe, and search. Yeah, sorry, Cloak. You go away. We are taking a ladder. That is good. That's definitely good. Return 83 to the library, so we can't come across it again. Which, in all fairness, only so many cosmic events should occur during a year. I like to limit it to 5 or 6 at the most. And take 256 from the library and shuffle it in. Goes to the top. will say these sleeves do make it nice for like small pile shuffles. Or like shuffles where I'm just going shoom, get the two pieces together without having to do like a riffle. And we end the scene. Jimmy, we're going to put you back right now so I don't forget that you belong back here. And as we end the scene, we advance to the final day in 200. Or 00. It does not exist. 200. So we have a single adventurer. We do not have the isolated. We continue to the nearest inn. Not throwing a party. 9 plus. Yeah, I'm still legendary, baby. The jaws of everyone in the inns are in drop as you enter. Every single one of them recognizes you. Ignoring them, you sit down and order a drink. You have to ask for it twice, as the innkeeper seems as awestruck as everyone else. While you work on the drink, everyone speaks in veiled whispers about who you are, of all the wondrous, dangerous, and crazy things you have gotten up to, both good and ill. They are totally captivated by you, in streaks of awe or jealousy or obsession. Your glorious exploits will be recounted for generations to come. You are a living legend, a piece of Galzyr itself. No, I do not. And my saving is complete because I'm just doing it on the table. I don't actually pick this up in between. So, there we have it. The adventure has completed for today. Thank you so much for watching. This has been an absolute blast. I love the missions that I went on, in particular that one to find the ancient game. I wonder what would have happened, how much it changes if you pick different directions. I'm assuming just different types of challenges, and you probably have to get through 2 of them, no matter what. And then, of course, I had that insane roll at the end where literally everything was a book. But with that, yeah, like I said, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching this after the fact, leave a comment. Let me know where you think I should go next. Also, please give the video a thumbs up. Both of those things help more people be able to find this content, and hopefully they can enjoy it as much as I'm enjoying playing this game. If you want to know when I go live, I was going to say there are a few other ways you can help support the podcast, but this is not the podcast. We'll talk about that in a second. If you want to know when I go live, 8:30 p.m. approximately every Monday and 8 p.m. every Wednesday. Wednesday streams are Lands of Galzyr. Monday streams, it's whatever kind of game catches my fancy. Last week I got in Sprawlopolis, or this past Monday I got in Sprawlopolis, so that's the one that I decided to play. Easier way to do that is simply just subscribe and click that notification bell. That's going to let you know whenever I go live, whenever there's a new video that goes up. I basically only do live content at this point, but every once in a while something will pop up. So if you want to see more of my content besides the video stuff, check out nerdologists.com. The link is in the description below. That is a website where I post stuff weekly on board games, other nerdy things, anime, manga, books, movies, whatever it might be. And then also the podcast that I briefly mentioned before. If you want to check out 10-Minute Marvel over on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and Spotify. It's a 30-minute, it's no longer 10-minute, 30-minute podcast that I do with a friend on Marvel only. So we talk comics some. It's mainly focused on the MCU, but both of us, I've had some history reading comics, and he is starting to get into that as well. So we're both trying to start to cover that and to talk about the MCU and what might be coming up or storylines in the big picture of that knowledge as well. But with that, bottoms up.